guys, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Money Mark coming at you guys on another edition of the Logical Crazy Talk podcast. Woo! This is all you got now. One day we'll get a soundboard, I guess. One day. Anyways, here on this episode, we're gonna get into our topics, but of course, I gotta introduce the boy. We got to my right or left of me. I don't know which way he is now. Lifestyle Flashy Chris. Yeah! All right, man. And like I said, we have a very special episode. So on this episode, we also have Pat, aka what's your name? You girl name?
BackOfMyCheavy.
BackOfMyCheavy. You know
what it is. Chevy. This sounds very neat. Sounds very neat. Awesome.
Hate never stops, bro.
Cool. I mean, look, Money Mark is not like, said it's not that elaborate either. It's all good. I'm pretty sure.
He a hater.
That's fine. I accept it.
Lifestyle Flashy made it wrong.
What'd you say?
Hey.
I live by that.
Do you, Chris?
Lifestyle
Flashy.
Look,
that's real life.
You see it? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways. Well, guys.
By the way, let me tell you some cool shit. Hold on. By the way. New shit. Look what I just bought. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus. Too sexy for my shirt.
Hey. Nigga, is that Billy Ocean?
Billy Ocean.
Oh, shit. Nigga, and Curtis Blow?
Are the breaks. Break them up.
Okay. Well,
shit.
That's an interesting time to tell people that.
That's dope, man.
You have records.
I fuck with it. He got records.
I got a record. I literally put together in the garage. Like it was broken, and I just redid the whole entire thing, and it works now. It'll be out there. It'll be there next podcast.
Oh shit.
Okay.
That's dope. My nigga.
All right. Handy, man. Moving along. All right, guys. So
fuck you.
No. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm real proud of you, bro. That was awesome.
Man, somebody get these goddamn pillows on the screen over here.
Anyways, so guys, if you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys, unless you guys are under a rock, put the pillows in the camera. Unless you guys are under a rock, I'm pretty sure you guys know that this has been an interesting week for music. On Sunday, we got the greatly anticipated Donda after like 15 listening parties.
Donda.
That was a weird intro. Donda. That was weird.
Donda.
Yeah.
Like some cold shit.
So
I fuck with it though.
I don't.
I recognize this is a good album, but we're gonna get into that. And then later on Friday, we finally got the ever coveted CLB, Certified Lover Boy by Drake. Now, unless you guys also are on the rock, you probably know that there has been apparently a long-standing beef between Kanye West and Drake that got us, of course, the life of Adidon, Duppy Freestyle, Infrared, and the beef that we got with Pusha T. Well, I guess on this album has really drawn a visceral response because I guess essentially with Donda essentially being critically acclaimed, you got a resurgence of the Kanye West fold, and then of course Drake has his hive as well, and now we have individuals are clashing. Everyone's choosing and picking sides, and now we're in this situation where everyone's picking sides, and everyone's jumping on their social media platforms to profess their love for each individual album, which one they feel is better or not. So this is where we're at, and I felt we would be remiss as people who talk about the things in the culture. We'd be remiss to not actually talk about this. Donda versus CLB. Who you got? What you got? What's your thoughts on both albums? What are your thoughts on what's going on?
I'll start. Fuck this. I'm gonna start. Let me tell you something right now. Fuck Kanye West and his bullshit ass album. No.
Sheesh. Goodness gracious.
Kanye West's album. I'll tell you right now, Kanye West's album is like an album that you listen to in your room by yourself in the dark.
No females. None
are
of
heartbroken. Like I look at that album like 808, right? Because like when 808 came out, I was going through some bullshit with a girl, but it's like I'm not gonna ride down the street with that playing. I'm gonna play that shit in my room. The same thing with this album. It's like you'll play that shit in your room, but like driving to a club, that's dead. you're not bumping Donda. CLB, my nigga went crazy with that motherfucker. I just like Drake. Drake is
all right.
For me. Okay. I think he has like better. He has better hits. Like you like those songs and you'll replay those songs because like some of the shit that he says. You're like, oh fuck, that nigga said some shit there. And every time you listen to it, it's something new that you didn't hear the first time. Kanye West is like, you really gotta like look at that, read dictionaries and be like, what do you mean? Okay. Okay, I got you. It's too much for me. Kanye is just, he wants me to, he's like trying to build a cult and I'm not with that shit. I just want to throw an album, brother.
Damn. Gee.
Okay. All right. All right. Back in my Chevy.
Okay. So for me, I'll start with Donda since it came out first. Or just in general for both, man. I just like or enjoy good music. To me, both of them were pretty good. I thought it was some bullshit how they kind of dropped the Donda album because a lot of these none of the features got put on there. It's a fucking blank. I don't know. Is that supposed to be the actual album art? Because does anybody know that?
I don't know. I know that he keeps changing it. He keeps changing.
It's different right now. It's a new album.
A new album. There's new features on that. Some of those features are back and stuff like that. Apparently, it got leaked without his knowing.
And part of me feels like all that shit's a stunt.
Maybe. But all I know is Kanye is good for controversy.
Oh, no, it's not.
And it's always been Kanye. Controversial ass thing. But anyway, for me, I just enjoyed the album, bro. It was pretty good. There was some bangers to me. The one he did with I think it was Lil Baby or not Lil Baby, Da Baby.
Da Baby.
Yeah.
And that's the only one I listened to. That's the only one, but you only listen to it for what? The Baby's verse. That's it.
I mean, hey, I enjoyed the whole thing, there were a couple other tracks, but the project itself to me was good,
I think Kanye gave a better theatrical version of it. That's when he is going to city to city, giving the arena like drops. Like that's where he really created an album. But if that nigga would have just dropped that shit, we all would have been like, this nigga tripping. What is he doing?
But that's what I thought about Donda. So on the on CLB, I like it. I like it too.
You see the difference? You don't gotta explain that shit. You don't gotta explain CLB. I like that motherfucker. I like it.
So there were a few more like you said, club hits, which you can play in the club, but I'll play them anyway. Like what is that? Too Sexy, something like that with Future and Thug. Yeah, that shit hit.
He has a couple of those. What are those? He has a couple of those. Like he's singing a couple of those songs that's like not club bangers, but like you would still listen to that shit on some like I'm driving down the street shit though.
I mean, that's Drake shit. Like,
yeah,
they're very in their lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drake has his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he sings and raps, and he does them pretty well. And shit, that's the Drake lane. I might stay, I might go. Yeah, that's Drake.
That's it. That's him.
So, but with Kanye, his shit is just super creative. To me, I fuck with his shit because, hey, that was for me. I enjoyed it.
you still, it's like the 808. Like, even Drake's though. Even Drake's is still like take care. If you really listen to like the beats on Take Care, it's basically another version of that. Even
updated
Kanye's
version.
Kanye's version of this new album is nothing but 808. Like that doom doom dee dee doom doom dee. Like that's the same exact fucking thing. It's a bunch of just like the beats are damn near the same, but it's different. If you listen to the beats, like I get the 808 vibe from this new one, the Donda album.
No, it definitely is. But the last one wasn't a reaction. I think this is him coming to terms. I think that's how it's supposed to work for the Yayanites. At least that's what they tell me. So what do y'all say when people say, have you guys seen some of the back and forth that's kind of happening on social media? It seems like the sides are starting to draw their battle lines, so to speak. So, well, let me ask you this for you, Chris. What would you say, since you say you're not really feeling it in comparison? What would you say that if someone were to tell you that Donda is more so for the more what's the best way to go by? It's more so an album for like the more sophisticated or the more like introspective listener of music.
Nah, you know what? I give you the reason that people believe that bullshit is we live in a culture now that like how we're reviewing an album, right? Like we can review an album now in 5 days, 6 days. You know how long it used to take us? Like months to really look at an album, understand where they're coming from, understand each and every like song. Now it's like, oh, I like this, I don't like this is why I don't like. We have really no concept of what these songs mean. We just know I don't like that shit or I do like that shit. So it's like you can't say someone's more sophisticated than another because we're all doing this in like a warp speed.
Well, I read so the post I read was like Donda's for the people that go to art galleries and have a true appreciation for art. CLB is more for people who are trying to get it pop and go to the club. More so to speak. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what it is.
I mean, if you wanted to say that, but what determines a good album nowadays, right? A good album nowadays is what you want to listen to all the time, not what you want to listen to. How many times are we going to art galleries?
Well, okay, so I guess with that, I'm gonna transition to my opinion. So my issue is this. So okay, so I listened to both albums, and I can say prospectively, objectively, like even though I don't righteously rock with Kanye because I feel Kanye plays around too much with certain things that I don't feel like he should play around with, and it's all to just sell his merchandise.
Just talk about say I don't enjoy Kanye talking about God. Go ahead, Tamar. Tell him how you feel.
Well, no, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, I don't have like if that's his true situation, that's fine. But like I said, he just does weird shit, and I'm just kind of like Now it's not even that. It's more so just playing around with like the whole MAGA choice, whatever jazz he got going on, and it's like all like he does these antics, and it's like I have this for sale, and it's like every time. So me personally, after a while, I see the kabuki dance, and I'm like but I do have the ability to kind of look objectively to what's going on and go, okay, I don't like this, I do like this, so on and so forth. So what I'll say is this: Donda is a good album. Donda is very Kanye-esque, where Drake CLB is very Drake-esque. For me, when I look at analyzing the albums, right? I look at each song and I look at more so I kind of look at what mood I want to be in essentially, because of course that will shift what I'm listening to. And then I also look to, make sure each artist checks like, whatever my internal parameters are. Like if their lyrics are like this, or if I'm needing a vibe or whatever the case may be, that's what I normally do. And I look at CLB, and for me, I think a lot of people, it's kind of like the LeBron factor, right? One of the best things for Jordan is the fact that he did go play baseball for that year or so. That was like the best thing for his career because he wasn't there. There was a breakup in the monotony. You saw what happens when the power gap is there and everyone goes. And then when he comes back, doesn't win, that it took him a year to figure it out. And then they come back and he win 3 more. It's just like, okay, he's the greatest, right? The issue with LeBron is that LeBron hasn't left. So you see LeBron, you keep seeing LeBron, and we as people, we do this thing where it's like, oh, okay, I'm just tired of seeing that fellow win, right? Some people are doing the same thing to Kanye, or they're tired of seeing Kanye. Some people will say that what I just said is an extension of that. But I think with Drake specifically, because Drake sings and raps, and he was like the first sing rapper, and he's the first rapper that's kind of able to kind of touch the street, but still like be super clean and sit on Ellen's couch or whatever the case may be. Because he's that person, he's the LeBron James, an amalgamation that we've never really seen before in hip hop. People go, I just get tired of seeing that.
Drake, and people get tired of seeing Drake.
I think a bunch of
some people.
I think that people that don't like Drake are people that are. No, I don't say that. I just
no, say that. Say that.
Bitch ass. Yeah, bitch ass hoes.
Say that.
Remember when niggas was like, "Oh, Drake's a soft ass nigga because he be over here singing the hoes." It's like that crowd of people that just like is like, "Nigga, shut the fuck up."
100%. But now, what's funny about Ye is that Ye is into this space, this hype beast space that is like all we do is go. We like art and appreciation, and we like all this other crap, and it's like. So then you have people like critiquing you, and they're like, "Well, there's like all this pretentious shit that's going on." And that's one of the things that's interesting about Ye, because my feelings for Ye were easy to have and have these conversations about Ye because Ye was putting out shit albums. Like people were still listening to him, but they were shit albums. Like Donda is the first album. Jesus is King was shit.
What was the one before that when he really started?
You ain't like that?
Jesus is King is shit.
Bro, that was look,
the Chick-fil-A song, Pat.
Look,
I'm
saying,
fucking kidding me.
It had some good songs on there, bro. Maybe not the Chick-fil-A song, but he had
Wyoming
a gospel song over there that was pretty good. Wyoming, what you talking about? What's that?
Wyoming.
The song?
That was the one. No, the album before that, the seven.
You ain't like that? Oh, bro. Yeah, I think you hating at this point, my G.
So you like Wyoming too?
I never cared for Kanye after he started doing all that other crazy shit. Like I thought Kanye was just doing nonsense.
Hey man, look, I get it.
I mean, look, for me, I just enjoy what the artist puts out. It's just like when you have like R. Kelly. You know that the nigga got canceled.
We've been cutting this nigga off right now.
Look, hold on. Before I fuck y'all show.
I'm gonna say some bullshit. You better find yourself a new network, nigga.
Hold on. Let me clean it up for y'all. Let me clean it up for y'all real quick. Let me clean it up.
Go say what you gonna say, so we can go ahead and put that a disclaimer up there. The thoughts and opinions.
Look. Like I said,
hold on, Mark. Say your part. Say your part first.
The thoughts and opinions of Back of My Chevy do not in any way reflect the thoughts and opinions of the Logical Crazy Talk podcast, Sneaker Saturdays, Story with Chris, Financial Fridays, whatever. Tim.
God damn, this nigga had to get a disclaimer on my ass.
This nigga is on his own.
Legit. All right,
go ahead, bro.
I got you.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. Cool. Well, anyway, since I'm on my own anyway, let me just say what the fuck I was gonna say anyway. So, like I was saying, for me, I just don't like for R. Kelly, like I know he's a fucked up individual, nigga probably going to jail. Probably deserves to go to jail. From what I can see, most of that evidence is probably true. Like, just to be real, like, he probably going to jail.
This nigga so proud.
But I mean, look. They haven't put this man in jail yet. I don't know what the fuck's taking them so long. But
okay.
But anyway. So what I'm saying is I just look at people for their work, their art. Yeah, he's a fucked up individual. You know what I'm saying? But I like the nigga music. I can't help that I like the nigga music. I didn't know he was doing this fucked up shit when he was doing that fucked up shit. But
do you know
music,
that some of
the music?
But do you know that some of those songs were about this fucked up shit he was doing?
Look, I didn't know that. Just like when people
okay, but
just
you
like
know,
hold on. So look, just like when people give like bums and stuff money, you don't know what the fuck he finna go do with that dollar. He can go get something to eat, or he can go get some drugs. But I like the music for what the music is.
Okay, so what if the bum tells you,
I'm
finna go buy drugs? You gonna give him the money?
I didn't know. If I knew he was finna go buy drugs, no, I'm not gonna give him $1. But so what I'm saying to you,
the nigga was doing shit. The nigga was
doing shit. Nothing wrong.
We didn't know. I didn't know.
He was literally telling us the shit he was doing.
But we didn't know that.
Okay, so didn't know. Okay, and so, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Me too.
With that song,
nothing but a number.
What does that have to do with Drake?
No, I'm talking about. Okay, all right. So look, for both Drake and Kanye, for all artists, the whole point is for all artists. I just view them for what they do. You know what I'm saying? As far as their contributions, their songs and stuff like that. I appreciate Kanye for Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nigga is raw. He's very talented. Like, you can't deny that this man is a genius. He's been very relevant for the last fucking 15 years in this kind of culture that cancels niggas on left and right. And this nigga still fucking look. He's great, talented. He's talented, and nigga, he makes great fucking music. So I appreciate, because once this nigga stops making music, that shit's gonna be done. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Kobe stopped playing basketball, niggas miss that type of shit. So I just want to appreciate Drake's music. You know what I'm saying? What he makes. Same thing for Kanye. And,
you said when Kobe stopped playing, I don't think it was like a. You know what? Let's move on.
No, I was saying, it's like you stop looking, you stop seeing these niggas play ball. It's just like lost art. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never gonna see.
I don't think Kanye is like a lost art though. I think Kanye has become extremely more like being with a Kardashian. He understands marketing a lot better, and he was able to like capitalize off of that shit. Because like I remember when he like left, right? Kanye was nobody for a while. I think he was in debt like $53 million, right?
Something crazy like that. Yeah.
But he was still Kanye though.
No. He was with a Kardashian at this point, right? He was going crazy. And
he was still Kanye though.
But he came out with like some bullshit about running for president, or it was something crazy that came out. And like when my mom said something to me, I was like, Mom, I think he has an album coming out, because this doesn't make any sense for you to know what the fuck is going on with like this realm of world. And he's learned how to like get everyone's attention. Even like with his new album, he's like the whole I'm sleeping in the Mercedes Stadium. Like I guarantee he never spent one night. He never spent one night. But
if he did, it was immaculate.
Yeah,
it was
the I'm spending $1 million a night to spend the night there. No, but I guarantee Mercedes made $1 million in like a week because people were lined up out there to see that. And when he was like, "Hey, come get these tickets," they sold out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's understood that. He's understood like if I can say some drastic shit, people go, "Oh no, I'm gonna take a picture of like where I'm sleeping at." Like, come on now, come on.
But the thing is, it's Kanye West saying that. It only makes it relevant because like you were saying, it was like, well, you're kind of comparing it so that like almost anybody can do it. Like he was taking advantage of these things, but not just anybody could take advantage of saying, off the wall type shit and get millions of people to come to that space. Because if let's say somebody like DeAndre Jordan sleeps in there for $1 million, I don't want to give a fuck about DeAndre Jordan. I'm sorry, DeAndre.
Sculpted,
I'm sorry, DeAndre.
You're right. But Kanye has sculpted his
flock.
I think was I talking to you, Mark? Is like he created like what's the next best thing to being like a mogul or whatever? Is to have your own church. Now people believe in who you are. Like you own people now. Like that's basically what he did. He's like, I'm gonna be a preacher. He did the whole Jesus thing for a minute just to gain a following of people that would die for him, basically, like a cult. And he did that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna speak to all that. Well, I'll more so speak objectively to the music. Pat, I mean, listen, I mean, maybe we just have different ears. I'll say this as far as Kanye's influence is only scoped to the people that he talks to. Like outside of that, like this concept of that, it like so. While Kanye is an international artist and he's done a lot of things, he's not that overreaching influence of what you're talking about does not exist like that anymore. I mean, Drake has his hive, his very strong hive. Jay-Z has his very strong hive. These other people, they have their hives essentially. At one point in time, what you're speaking of was like when Kanye said anything, like everything stopped, or Kanye dropped, everything stopped. Like around Twisted Dark Fantasy, during that time, everything stopped. During Good Music Fridays, everything stopped. Everybody stopped to see what there's going on during Good Music Fridays. But that's no longer the case anymore, per se. It's not necessarily the case anymore.
So you saying he basically kind of fell off just a little bit as far as like his following and stuff like that?
Well, one thing I will say is this: his music has definitely fallen off. I can critically tell you after Life of Pablo, even Life of Pablo wasn't that great of an album. After Life of Pablo, everything he put out consistently after that was mid. And he's been putting out mid for forever.
I don't say it's mid though. I don't say it's mid. I say I give Kanye the fact of he wants to stretch music, right? He's trying to create something new. And you can't continue to do what everyone else is doing. You have to take those chances. And I get that. And that's why I've always respected Kanye.
Let me respond to that. That's cool. He's stretching a genre of music, and what Kanye does a lot of, he splices different sounds from other genres together. If you are not aware of that, then yeah. See, the thing about Donda is that I'll give Donda this. Donda is very well mastered, is very well produced. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him these things. I mean, the concepts of these songs, okay, but they're kind of just like there. Like, I understand, like, I get it. You're meshing 80s rock with gospel, and then it's well produced, and you're putting more, and you just shove a whole bunch of instruments into it. I get it. And it sounds okay. It's not okay. It sounds good. I can't say okay. It sounds good because I want to give just due because it is a good album. I get it. But that doesn't necessarily, so what? Like, I can go listen to Journey. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, I get what you're doing. But for some people, but some people who have no knowledge of 80s rock or have no knowledge of these things, like talking about Basquiat sounds cool if you've never been to a freaking art gallery. And most of the people that you argue with, that you'll end up arguing with on your social media, can't tell you the difference between an Andy Warhol painting, can't tell you the difference between Van. They can't tell you, and these are all Googleable things. You can Google these things to figure these things out. But apparently these are the deep ones. So for me, like, I think for me, like, as I look at it, I look at what hits all the boxes for myself. And CLB just hits all the boxes. I will say that Kanye's cool. Kanye's cool, and he's dope within his own rights of all the things he's been able to do. And nothing can take away his creativity. But I do feel also, as people, we just don't hold these artists accountable. Like, they fuck up sometimes. And Ye or Wyoming was a fuck up.
Hey, I mean,
Jesus King was a fuck up.
Look, that's your opinion.
I would say
because
the masses are saying that though. I say the masses are saying that both those albums weren't that good, they weren't that good.
What I'm saying is, I go off of numbers because everybody has opinions. Everybody's not gonna like certain things that you do. No matter what you do, no matter what you put out, it could be some of the best shit ever, and some people are still gonna hate on it. Not to say that this was his best work or whatever, but we all know these things are true. So, as far as numbers wise, he's had top, like most of those were, went platinum.
Those seven packs weren't going number one, bro. None of those 7 packs. Wyoming didn't go number one. No, those 7 packs didn't go number one, bro. Now, if we go look at the analytics on these, they didn't.
In fact, that's why his name Pusha T shit went.
Gold.
Was the top album. Like he was nominated for best album of the year.
Was Emperor was nominated for best album of the year?
No, what is it? Daytona.
Best rap album.
Yeah.
I mean Daytona. That was.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think so, bro.
I
I mean, we
we
can Google that later.
always
Google
Google
that later.
these things. We can always
Google
Google
it
I
now.
really
shit.
don't think
But
so.
what I'm
Google it
saying,
right now.
but what I'm saying is,
I really don't think
if we want to talk about
Daytona was good, but I mean, I don't think it was ever
If we
acclaimed
talk-
because Pusha T never does that.
if we talk about numbers, this man sells.
But wasn't
Yeah,
this
he
when he was
sells.
beefing with
Okay,
Drake?
okay, cool.
He
But
sells.
wasn't this when he was beefing
Okay,
with
let's-
Drake though?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But let's break it down. So, okay, numbers sell. So Eminem and Nelly are the greatest rap artists you've ever heard, then, right? Because
Say what?
no rapper
Say-
we're talking about has went diamond, right? The only
Besides
person
Nelly
that's
and
ever
who?
done that, Nelly
Eminem.
and Eminem are the greatest rappers ever.
Not necessarily the greatest,
Yeah,
but
they're the greatest
they're
rapper
really
ever.
good.
I
But they're really
I would
good.
give him that. Eminem.
Okay.
Listen, this is why Eminem's the greatest rapper ever. He appealed to the black crowd and white people. The reason that he made it to the point that he's at. White people buy albums. We don't. We will bootleg We'll bootleg this shit
I
out.
wouldn't say
of
that
it.
anyway.
But
Well, every
you-
nigga got Apple Music now.
But yeah, I'm saying back then when that was like
Yeah,
a
back in the
relevant
day.
thing, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we still bought it, but white kids were like, this is a white guy that can rap like that. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and champion that, whatever he's talking about.
Yeah.
So he won. Like he's one of the greatest rappers ever. He appealed to everybody.
Okay, what about Nelly?
That's the point. I can't tell you anything about Nelly. I was too young. I just knew that I was wearing an upside down visor. And I had a band-aid on my face. So I really have no idea.
It was a good.
I was a child then, so it is what it is.
That album was good though. He had a really good album.
I'm going
what was it?
downtown, baby.
No, he
Yeah,
sold
well-
most of them. I mean, Sweat and whatever. That the album went triple platinum. I think that album went diamond. I mean, a lot of those albums went diamond. I think the
He
country album went diamond.
He influenced a lot of people. I think those are like Nelly's a person that hit in the middle of a generational, change, right? Like there's a generation change where some people are getting out of music and then like the new culture we're getting in, and we're all just like, yes. Anything that comes out, we're with it. I think that's what that was, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe. That's how I felt about that. Like he was like, because I remember changing everything about what I want. Like I went from like Tupac to Nelly. Like, I was like, yep, Band-Aids, here we come.
Okay. But that
look,
Nelly, but Band-Aid Nelly essentially was still, I mean, he crossed over already, but he's still like, you'd still see him at 106 in Park or the BT Awards or something like that. It was around the time of Sweat and Suit, that when like a lot of these projects started going diamond, that's when that's when he was Pitbull Flow Rider. That's when he was in that pocket. So
He
at
was
that
what?
point, when around that Sweatsuit or whatever that is, that double album he released, that's when he crossed over into like Pitbull Flow Rider
Oh yeah.
range.
I'm talking
And that's
about
when he was just like,
the man though. Like he was like everybody wanted to be Nelly.
well, I'll be honest with you, Chris. According to numbers, he was the man then. In fact, he was probably more so the man then than Upside Down Visor.
Well, at that point, then if that's the case, when he was
And he had
doing
the
country
nigga with
grammar
he had
and
the
all
nigga
that
with the
shit,
Spider-Man mask. That random nigga with the
damn.
Spider-Man mask for no reason.
then that's because those white kids were already with it. Then it made them feel cool. I have no idea. I was
Listen,
young.
guys, I mean,
was a kid.
I mean,
So which of these albums would you put, or which one of these albums would you listen to?
CLB. I've listened to CLB like 4 times since this came out. I've only listened to Donda once, twice, and that's because I had to the second time.
you had to the second time.
I had
Yeah,
to because
because
we're talking about it.
We're talking about
Donda
it.
for me doesn't do it for me because it's too much. It's nothing in there that's like he doesn't say anything that's like I'm like, oh shit, like all the shit he's talking about. I'm like, oh okay, cool, whatever. I want to say some like cool ass shit to a bitch, like man, too sexy for
Okay.
too sexy, baby.
Damn,
This shit is
Chris.
funny as hell right here.
All right, Pat. All right, back in my Chevy.
I mean, look, I fuck with both, man. Me personally, like I said, I just like the art form that these guys are putting out. And when these niggas stop making music, I'll miss Ye and Drake. You know what I'm saying? But I like both projects. I'm not ready to rank them. I only really listen to Donda like 4 times. And
How many
I only
times
made
you
it
listen to CLB?
through like twice so far.
3 times Don. Don's been out a week longer. 3 times Don did. 2 times Drake. That says a lot right there.
I don't like.
Anyway.
I don't listen to a lot of music like per se. Like I literally only been listening to music like.
You are making my point even better.
I don't listen to a whole bunch of music, bro. So like I listened to the Donda album 4 times and the CLB
No,
twice.
you said 3, so now it's 4. Which one is it?
I said 3 and the 4. And I'm trying to
you know you done fucked
switching
up,
your
right?
answers.
You
You
know you
switching
done
your
fucked up,
answers.
right?
All right, hey y'all.
I don't really rate them, but I would listen to this one album way more times in the shorter frequency than I did the other one. But I think I did it one extra time because I don't like the way I'm sounding right now.
This shit was 26. It was 26 songs though. Like,
Which one? Donda?
Donda was like 26
bullshit.
songs. Like,
Good King Part 2. Fuck all that bullshit. Ain't no trying to listen to that.
26 songs, bro.
Okay. Chris feels very strongly about this point.
I feel
I'm gonna say for myself, I prefer after listening to both, I prefer CLB over that. But I do I will say that over the course of the years, I appreciate Drake's music. So you know what I'm saying? Like to me, this is the first album because Drake's getting a lot of criticism because this just sounds like a Drake CD, but Drake hasn't really given a Drake CD in like a while.
Yeah, look at Scorpion.
Yeah,
Scorpion was terrible. To me, anyway.
Scorpion was terrible. I don't
I
think
didn't
Scorpion
enjoy
was terrible.
Scorpion.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like you
I didn't care for
Drake,
Scorpion,
and you didn't like Scorpion, but like you know,
he didn't sound like Drake to me. I don't know. He didn't sound like Drake to me. Man.
Well, I mean, he was going through. I mean, shit. He just went through I mean, that was a lot. I think that shit probably affected. I think that what all that shit that happened affected a lot because I think like that one chick. Apparently, there's rumors around that some chick did him dirty around that time period and all types of other stuff.
Yeah, I get on.
I think it was like Georgia Smith or some shit like that. Which she does look
really.
Yeah, and she does look pretty. What, you don't think Georgia Smith was tough?
No. What happened there?
I think it was like some sort of I don't know, man. Like the speculation, man. Speculation. Apparently, it was
speculations.
Apparently, she she hit that nigga with a fresh and fit, and that nigga wasn't fresh nor fit. You know what I'm saying?
No. I don't like the sound of that.
So apparently, I forgot what song that apparently in the zeitgeist they're saying is about her. I think it's what's the one when he's like really emotional, like yeah.
Which one? Are you talking about albums?
I'm talking about Scorpion. What was the one song that he was like super emotional on? Fuck.
I don't know. You're gonna tell them, big dog.
Oh man, y'all niggas suck.
But
yeah, man.
I can't help it.
But yeah, anyways, like I said, I think that I feel that Drake hasn't really given us a Drake album in a while, and because I do appreciate a lot of things he does, I do appreciate Drake. I can understand why you prefer Donda, and I didn't say all those things about I said a lot of things I said about the pretentious nature of Kanye fans because a lot of them have a tendency to want to be. A lot of them have a tendency to want to be very pretentious, but honestly, I think that both albums are good, and I can understand you liking one over the other. But